In this video, we're going to look at how to check and top up your engine coolant in your classic XK. Engine coolant is key to making your car run properly, especially in the warmer months. So I advise to check it before every drive, or at least once a month. If there's a puddle of coolant on the floor, your car's probably trying to tell you something, and it's worth looking for where that leak is coming from. That being said, it's worth bearing in mind that in an original XK, it's not uncommon to get a little bit of overflow after you've topped up your fluid level. That's because they don't have an expansion tank as standard, and you get water flowing out of this overflow hose down onto the floor. For that reason, we like to fit these expansion tanks here. It means that as your engine warms up and spits out a bit of fluid, it goes into this tank and it can then be sucked back into the cooling system as it cools down. But it is important to know the difference between a little bit of an overflow and an actual coolant leak. To check the coolant level, the car must be on level ground and ensure that the car is cold. When hot, the coolant is pressurised, so if you take the cap off, you're at risk of doing yourself a real injury. Please take care. If your car has an expansion tank, there should be a level mark on it somewhere. On these aluminium ones we fit, there's a pressed line halfway up and your coolant level should be about there. If you have an expansion tank, that is where you should check your coolant level, and the radiator should be full to the brim. If you don't have an expansion tank, you check your level at the radiator. And as I say, you top it all the way up, though don't be surprised if once you warm it up, you get a little bit of spillage. If you check the level and it's just a little bit low, you can just top it up with water. If you're having to add a lot of fluid, you need to add antifreeze. On classic XKs like this, they usually run blue glycol coolant, though it is important to know what is in your car. You cannot mix different kinds of coolant. In an emergency, just use some water. Some coolant is better than none, and you can then get your mechanic to check the coolant strength at a later date and do a coolant change if required. If you've had to add a fair bit of coolant, it's also worth running the system with the cap off for a little while to let any airlocks out. Don't let the car get too hot, just run it for a little while, see if some bubbles come out, the level may drop and you just top it back up with a bit more coolant or water and then put the cap firmly on before the car gets too hot. Please always remember to put your cap on firmly. If you found this video helpful, please check out our other videos for more classic Jaguar tips and tricks. If you've enjoyed it, click like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you on the next one.